morning, viewers. You're watching Savera Morning Bulletin with me, Vidhi Joshi. Russia's President Vladimir Putin and Prime Minister Narendra Modi's high-level meeting has concluded at the Hyderabad House in Delhi. During the meeting, PM Modi told Putin that India supports peace and is hoping for a peaceful resolution to resolve the conflict in Ukraine that has been going on since February 2022. Indigo on Friday issued its strongest public apology yet as nationwide disruptions from widespread cancellations and delays that left thousands of passengers stranded at airports. In a detailed statement tilted, "We are truly sorry and we will take care." India and Russia will work together to encourage vocational education, skill and training. Following a high-level meeting with Russia's President Vladimir Putin, PM Narendra Modi said, "We will work together on vocational education, skilling and training." Edinburgh Airport has suspended all the flight operations on Friday due to significant IT failure affecting the air traffic control system. The disruption has brought normal services to a halt, impacting passengers and airlines alike. Russia's President Vladimir Putin on Friday reaffirmed Moscow's commitment to maintaining uninterrupted shipments of fuel to India. The announcement came during a joint press conference with Prime Minister Narendra Modi in New Delhi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday said India will issue e-visa for Russia's tourists, which will be processed within 30 days. In a joint presser with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin after bilateral meeting, PM Modi said that the e-tourist visa and group tourist visa services would be launched soon. The Supreme Court of India on Friday said empathetically that funds belonging to temple deities must not be used to support financially struggling cooperative banks. The decision came while hearing appeals from several cooperative banks challenging a Kerala High Court order directing them to return fixed deposits to the temple Devaswam. The Directorate General of Civil Aviation on Friday withdrew its instructions regarding the weekly rest for crew members following the Indigo chaos that saw India's largest airline cancel hundreds of its flights, which left thousands of passengers stranded at multiple airports across the nation. Airfares surged manifold on Friday as India's largest airline Indigo's operations crumbled amid pilot rostering issues, which have forced the airline to cancel a large number of flights, over 400. US President Donald Trump on Thursday yet again boasted about stopping aid wars, saying that they were at levels that nobody's ever seen before. He said the United States was also working to broker a truce between Russia and Ukraine. US Southern Command announced that it carried out another strike on a small boat in the Eastern Pacific Ocean after a pause of nearly 3 weeks. Thursday strikes in the 22nd conducted by the US military against boats in the Caribbean Sea and Eastern Pacific Ocean that the Trump administration said were trafficking drugs. In a sweeping overhaul of Pakistan's military structure, the Shehbaz Sharif government has approved the appointment of Field Marshal Asim Munir as the country's first Chief of Defence Forces for a 5-year term. The top military leader, who was elevated to the rank of Field Marshal earlier this year, will continue to serve as the Chief of Army Staff as well. Indigo on Friday continued to face issues as several of its flights were cancelled, leaving thousands of passengers stranded at multiple airports across the nation. Even at the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj International Airport in Mumbai, passengers were left stranded, with many remain unsure of what they would do next. Indigo's move to cancel hundreds of domestic and international flights has impacted the travel plans of many passengers across the nation, forcing them to change their plans. Meera, Krishna Sagar and Sangam Das, who got married recently, were two of the passengers who were forced to change their plans after their December 2 Indigo flight got cancelled. A man died by suicide on the Bengaluru Metro's Purple Line on Friday after jumping in front of a train at the Kengeri station, according to the Bengaluru Metro Rail Corporation Limited, which also affected services. Delhi continued to reel under toxic air as the air quality index in most parts of the national capital continues to remain in the very poor category. Visuals from the Akshardham area shows a thick layer of smoke shrouding the sky. Veteran politician Lalu Prasad Yadav's daughter Rohini Acharya on Monday shared a picture with the RJD Supremo, which was clicked shortly before the latter underwent kidney transplant surgery. Acharya shared the heartwarming picture to mark 3 years since Lalu Yadav's surgery. The photo captures the father-daughter duo smiling joyfully. The ongoing special intensive revision of the electoral rolls in Gujarat has shown that more than 17 lakh deceased voters were still listed in the current voter register, according to a release from the Office of the Chief Electoral Officer. West Bengal Chief Electoral Officer Manoj Agarwal has directed booth-level officers engaged in special intensive revision of electoral list to re-verify the forms and delete the names of deceased, absent or duplicate voters before December 11. Notably, December 11 is the last date for the end of the first phase of the SIR. Chaos erupted outside Baramati Stadium as massive crowds gathered to buy tickets for the first T20 between India and South Africa. The Odisha Cricket Association announced on December 4 that ticket sales would begin on Friday morning, prompting thousands of fans to assemble at the stadium gates. Although authorities prohibited overnight queues and permitted people to gather only from 6 a.m., an overwhelming number had already arrived by the time counters opened. Security forces have arrested 2 drug smugglers near the India-Pakistan border in Amritsar. A joint team of the BSF and the Anti-Narcotics Task Force conducted the operation in Baladwal village. Ajnala, 8 packets of heroin were recovered from the drug smugglers. Amritpal Singh, MP from the Khadur Sahib Lok Sabha seat, has filed a petition in the Punjab and Haryana High Court for the third time, terming the imposition of the National Security Act against him as completely illegal. Russian authorities confirmed imposing restrictions on Apple's video calling service, FaceTime, marking yet another move to tighten control over digital communications. State internet regulator claimed that the service was being used for terror recruitment, criminal coordination and fraud. The Enforcement Directorate on Friday announced that it has previously attached properties and assets worth Rs 10,117 crore belonging to companies under the Anil Ambani-led Reliance Group. At least 5 bodies of Balod civilians were recovered from different regions across Balochistan, including the tortured remains of a kidnapped person and others killed by gunfire, local media reported. US-based Tata security software company Cohesity, backed by global giants Nvidia and Japan SoftBank, has announced a $1 billion investment in India over the next 5 years as it looks to rapidly scale its engineering operations and strengthen its presence in one of its fastest-growing markets. The last day of the winter session of the Bihar Assembly turned into a day of loud arguments, constant disruptions and sharp political attacks. Both the ruling NDA and the opposition RJD exchanged harsh words, making the atmosphere tense throughout the proceedings. The Reserve Bank of India has slashed its repo rate by 25 basis points from 5.5% to 5.25%. The central bank's governor Sanjay Malhotra announced focusing on measures to bolster growth and shrugging off concerns about the rupee slump. The Securities and Exchange Board of India has taken strict action against Avadut Sate, Gauri Avadut Sate and the organization Avadut Sate Trading Academy Private Limited for allegedly providing illegal investment advice. In an interim order issued, SEBI banned them from the market and ordered recovery of crores of rupees.